This is In Camp Field Notes, quick conversations and the cliff notes, thoughts, and lessons that don't always make it to the big stories, but shape the way we hunt and see the outdoors. This is In Camp Podcast.
We're going to kind of just shift gears a little bit. And you mentioned this when we talked about what you would hope to find in a beagle and highlighting the breed. One of the key things is beagles are bunny dogs, and bunnies are kind of like, they're not as popular to hunt as they used to be. And I wish they were, because it's fun, right?
It
To
is.
watch a beagle kind of figure that out. But
Yeah.
you had mentioned about how beagles are really good at the type of cover that you need to be hunting a rabbit in.
Yes.
So when you are bunny hunting,
Mhm.
what can you expect from your beagle who has those good instincts that you just mentioned?
So a good beagle, they'll have the instinct, number one, but nose to the ground, right? Beagles are short, compact, and scent is carried on rabbits via the ground. So the
Mm-hmm.
beagle will have the attention to be looking for it, smell it, be locked onto it. And then there's a balance between like them following the scent and then them checking in periodically. Ideally, the best kind of dog would be the one that wants to um follow their instincts, but maintain that obedience. Like if you call them off, they have that
Mm-hmm.
like pull back. They can listen.
Right.
Um, you can't predict that really. And there's so much with beagles that like you can't predict. They can come from the best hunting parents, but
Mm-hmm.
like so much is inborn in them. And
Mm-hmm.
then I think it's like as a handler, kind of like being aware and being able to spot the good traits and then like bring those good traits out in your dog and setting them up like if you're going to a place where you know that there's a lot of thick vegetation, there's maybe berry bushes or like shrubbery, a lot of thick undergrowth that they're going to be like dipping in and out of. You want a dog that's like really attuned to the scent and really
Mm-hmm.
um good instinctually, right? And then other dogs that have like the more like held back where they want to be close to you, maybe that's better for like the hare hunting where it's wide open a little bit more and they can kind of see to an extent. They're gonna be beyond your vision. But I think it's matching the dog with like what you're asking the dog to do for you.
Right. Right. So for me, a pointing dog, that instinct is so cool. It's one of the things that I really love. I mean, I
Mhm.
love hunting behind any dog, but
Yeah.
that's something that really is addicting to me, to see that, like, that stop on command, point the bird, whatever, the
Yeah.
flush that happens afterwards. For you, what is that with beagles?
Um, You know, what I think it is with beagles is it's that moment where like I'm thinking of this property we hunt where the beagles like we let them go and they kind of go ahead and there's a ton of rabbits like cottontails that go in and out of that property and there's usually trails all over the place. The beagle goes and then that moment when they start to bark and it's that pitch where you know that they found it, right? And then
Oh,
you
it's different. Yeah.
oh my goodness, like
That's
that's the
cool.
moment. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
they're off on their track and then like you can hear it and you've got your GPS so you know what they're doing but you can hear it too. You can hear them bound out and the pitch in them when they know that they're onto it, they know that they're succeeding and then they're going to circle that bunny around and it's going to come to you hopefully and you're going to get shot opportunity. But it's the good dogs, they are so into it. They are so they take over, right? And we're just
Mm-hmm.
there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's they're leading it really. It's their job. And it's the passion and it's just the 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 beagle beller.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There is, I think, a point where a dog learns how to hunt with you
Yeah.
when it comes to really any dog. So one thing that's important for a beagle is how far to stay back from that rabbit, because you have to make
Mhm.
a shot on the rabbit.
Mhm.
And I remember early on our beagle would be pretty close, like she was like nipping their heels, right?
Mhm.
When do you see that kind of click, and how important is that for you in your hunting style with beagles?
From what I've seen, some beagles just are slower, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
they're more meticulous. They can pace themselves. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
beagles, though, particularly from what I've seen is like the larger beagles because maybe they can move faster, they can cover more ground. They seem to overrun the scent, right? And then you've
Hmm.
got to correct them and you've got to redirect them. And when it's like that, those beagles seem to peak in their ability a couple years. Like they're midlife before they're peaking because they had to be trained to pace. But the smaller beagles and some of the ones that are just like sort of slower by nature and they have that natural ability to just stay a little bit further behind. Um,
Hmm.
that has been, from what I've seen, and it's probably completely anecdotal, is the lemon and the liver ones. They seem slower and they seem
Okay.
better attuned to like pacing just from the get go.
That's good news because if I ever got one, I'd, I'd want to. I always am like, those lemon and white ones are good looking dogs, and
Yeah.
that's good to know. It's good to know. Um, when you are deciding about the type of cover that you're going to pick, are you first of all, what kind of cover are you hoping for, and then are you targeting certain cover for a certain time of year?
Um, well, we only hunt in snow, and that's mostly because it's just hard to get a scent for the beagles without the snow. The snow seems to just work better for them,
Mm,
and also like depending on like comfort for the beagle, we're only hunting on certain types of snow. Like we don't want to have broken paws, and we don't want to like ask the beagle to move through snow that's too deep or too crunchy, or like
hmm.
they need a base, right? So we need a good snow base, and then we need the thick. Um, habitat that we're gonna find the cottontails in.
Hmm.
And a lot of it, we go to the same properties over and over and over again because it seems to be such good rabbit habitat, and that's where the
Mm,
populations are kind of like condensed to.
hmm.
But like if somebody hadn't been doing this a long time, and they were just like on public and they were looking for like rabbits, what I would suggest would be like thick woody patches. Um,
Okay.
and like dense areas, not wide open because like rabbits need undergrowth and they need habitat to bound in and out of their prey and they want to hide from predators. They don't want to be viewed overhead from like owls and hawks and stuff. So they want to feel safe. And you want beagles that can kind of dip in and out of those areas where
Hmm.
where the rabbits feel covered.
Perfect. Is there a difference if you're hunting like a snowshoe hare?
Snowshoe hares are longer legged and
Hmm.
faster and bigger. And it's generally the same, but like maybe not as compact or like
Okay.
as protected. They're a little more comfy moving around, a little bit more open areas.
That's good to know. I know I've only ever seen one of those,
Oh.
and it was kind of like a swampy area. I've never actually hunted them, but I know that's kind of like something. Do you spend a lot of time in swampy areas like that, or
Um,
not so much?
I mean, yes, but honestly, also for cottontails. It seems
Hmm.
to kind of overlap what works for both varieties of rabbits. And a lot of the areas that we hunt with the beagles, they are swampy. And
Hmm.
they seem to, we've had trouble with the beagles like falling in like swamps and things
Yeah.
like that. So, yeah. But it makes sense because cottontails or any rabbits want the water source and they want like all the things they need to survive.
Right. Right. And it kind of lends itself to that type of cover too, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, why do you think rabbit import in, bleh. Why do you think rabbit hunting is so important to hunting culture now? And do you think it's something that we've lost?
I think that it has certainly dwindled. I think that rabbit hunting has been a heritage sport, meaning like something that traditionally families do or groups of people do together. And I think
Hmm.
just culturally, like a lot of like hunting styles have changed from like the group activities to more like the solo, like hunting in a funnel type thing. And
Hmm.
you can, but like most people aren't solo rabbit hunting. It's really a
Yeah.
group activity. Like all my
Yeah.
memories, my core memories of rabbit hunting growing up, there was a group of people and it was like that was the thing. You do this together and it's social and like they're not keeping score really like who's shooting the most rabbits because it's not about that. It's about like the dogs being out and the dogs like doing what they're meant to be doing and then also us like enjoying the activity together. So I would love to see like a renaissance of rabbit hunting, and that people could kind of figure out that it's such a good beginner activity, and that it's such a good like activity for bonding, and it's really something special. Any hunting that you can do with a dog seems to elevate the experience. I've been
Oh,
upland hunting, and I've
100%.
been goose hunting, and of course rabbit hunting, and it's all other hunting is great, but it's an experience that is different, and it's like you're in tune in a different way, and like if you love dogs, which most of us probably do if we're talking about this or listening to this, it gets that extra experience. So, if somebody hasn't tried rabbit hunting and they have an opportunity to join in on a rabbit hunt, I would highly suggest it because it's a special experience.
Yeah, I agree. Is there any type of, there's like Pheasants Forever and Rough Grouse Society and all these different organizations. And I know there's been some trouble with with diseases in rabbits lately. And that's like one reason you can't, a lot of places don't let you even hunt them until it's cold weather out. Is there any type of, I, I'm not really aware of any, is there any type of conservation organization that you know of that kind of takes care of rabbits?
I'm not aware of one. I don't want to say there isn't, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking in my head of all like the top conservation orgs, and I'm not aware of one.
Yeah, I'm not either. I mean, I guess, kind of hand in hand, like maybe stuff that the Rough Grouse Society does helps that population, but I've never really
Hmm.
actually seen anything like that. That'd be an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah.
Uh, what is your favorite food to make with a rabbit?
I like to make a crock pot stew. I'm all about the
Okay,
crock pot for like wild game in general. I swear by it. And if you throw like your rabbit in the crock pot and you cook off all the meat, and then you can like make a stew with whatever like veggies that you like and season it the way you like. It's solid and it's reliable, and it's rabbit. For anyone who hasn't had it, is a very like I wanna say versatile meat.
hmm
It's not super overpowering, and
hmm
it can be, I have noticed that it doesn't take to flavor super easy, but, like, if you put enough in it, like, you can kinda make it your own.
right.
So yeah, hit that crock pot.
Yeah, that's a perfect idea. Slow and steady wins the race with those
Yes,
bunnies. But
absolutely.
um, let's hear one more favorite story from you and tell a story from Merle, because we
Okay.
talked about Merle a lot today.
Yeah, Merle is my boy. I've had Merle since he's 13. And
Okay,
he was my entire like got him as a puppy. So I'll tell Merle's origin story, I guess. So
sure.
picking out a puppy in 2011 or 12 or so, and went to the home. He was like a his parents were home beagles and they had a litter, and we went and they told us there's one beagle left, and I'm sorry, like he's kind of ugly and he was the runt and that's why nobody wants him. So like and we're like okay, so we like look at this puppy, and like he was not ugly. He was the cutest thing I ever saw in my whole life. But he's like he looks so irregular. He's got a boxy face like a little pit bull, and
hmm
he's liver, and he's got like a pot belly. He's just the strangest looking beagle ever. And so we took him home and we like started him early, and he's got just wonderful instincts, and he got his first rabbit. We took him home in September and he got his first rabbit at 4 months old.
Oh
So he
wow,
was oh my goodness, yeah, he was just immediately amazing. And he's
wow.
been amazing ever since he started. So he's been a really good boy, and he's had a lot of close calls. He's fallen through ice, he's got stuck on the log, he's got sticks through his paws. He's gotten lost. He's found his way home. He's been a really, really cool boy, and he's still
What was?
hunting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the worst thing he ever ate?
Oh, one day he got into an asparagus casserole, and like I don't think dogs are supposed to have asparagus because he was so sick, and I was up all
Oh
night with
no.
him, and I can't eat asparagus to this day because of the stuff that came out of that boy.
It's funny because everybody who owns a beagle knows you
Yeah.
have some food story with your beagle,
Mhm.
whether it's like ours ate a skunk, like a dead skunk once,
Ugh.
like the whole thing. Uh,
Oh.
ate two shoe fly pies off a counter. She learned how to open uh, drawers on my parents' cabinets and just climb straight up these things like a stair. Ate all the pies,
Mhm.
ate a whole loaf of bread with the bag and everything once.
Beagles are crazy.
They-
They will do the most vile, like nonsensical things, and they're just still happy about it.
yeah, and they're like, hey, look
Yeah,
what I
they don't
did.
care.
But everybody has one of those stories, and if
Oh
you're
yeah.
ready for a beagle, you'll get some frustrating moments that you can look back on and kind of laugh about in the later end of things. But
Oh yeah.
Meg, where can people find you at?
They can find me on Instagram. I'm at Megan_Plete. Facebook. I am on LinkedIn. So yeah, hit me up. Or also check out Athlon Outdoors, where you're going to be finding some of my work going forward.
Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for taking the time today.
Awesome.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.